been a long road, as you know. Last time I played was 6 months ago, but we're back.
Good to have Marshy back in between the sticks. Let's try and get one up over a title rival early doors and get a bit of silverware, right?
New season officially starts today. We've got a cup final. What a start that is.
Will the Scouse GK be the same again?
Going in season 2 was like perfect.
He was pretty much there every week, making big saves, keeping us in games.
I felt faster, more confident, felt more like a goalkeeper.
We knew we didn't have to score many goals because he could pull off big saves and big moments.
I was there back to defend my golden glove.
Come on! Come on!
Come on!
I sort of knew there was something wrong, but when he said he was out for the season, it was a bit of a shock, and it came to a bit of a, out of nowhere.
I had to use a lot of painkillers and just get through the 90 minutes because this is my job. You know, I have to make videos, I have to be in goal, and at one point I had to just call it a day.
He'd had quite a complex medial meniscus tear. I don't know if he fully knew what he was getting himself into in terms of surgery. Some people don't always make it back to doing what they want to do.
The road to recovery starts now. See you later.
Back in season 1 there was a warm-up, and in that warm-up I kind of jarred the knee a little bit, and then it came and went, and then as season 2 kicked in, towards the halfway point of that season, it just got worse and worse, and I had to stop training because it was just upsetting the knee, it was inflaming the knee. I had to use a lot of painkillers and just get through the 90 minutes because this is my job. You know, I have to make videos, I have to be in goal.
That's what happens when you play through pain too much. Anyone's watching this with knee pain, get it checked out, innit? That's how you strap your knee. Apparently, no one will know.
And then at one point, I had to just get it looked at by professionals. We got a scan on it. As soon as that happened, the consultant, he called me back the same day at like 9:45 at night. He was like, look, there's complex meniscus tears in the knee joint and there's a cyst in there as well. That's why it's been causing you a lot of pain. Come back and we need to discuss the surgery options.
When he first mentioned he was having discomfort, the last thing I thought he was going to need is surgery and miss the rest of the season. So when he did tell me, it was a bit of a shock, and it came to a bit of a, out of nowhere.
Yeah, I need to say to Harry, look mate, that's me done, and that's the season over. The next season, I'm not sure, because right now it's so early to tell. I actually had 2 surgical options. One was a more faster fix, let's say, and one more long-term but not sort of, guaranteed. The nature of my job, I can't be out for 9 months to over a year. It was more like, okay, let's look at 3 months to maybe 6 months. Let's see how that timeline looks.
In terms of going forward, there are 2 options that we've talked about previously. One is to repair it, and the other thing is to remove the damaged bit. Now, not all meniscal tears are repairable. Meniscal tears are at risk of re-tearing if we repair them. There's up to 20% risk, and I think you weren't keen on a repair and you wanted to go forward with a removal. If you do lots of jumping, twisting and turning sports, then if we repair it, there is a chance that it can tear again.
Before I went into the surgery, I was surprisingly really happy and jokey, because that's how I am, you know what I mean? Maybe that's the way of coping with things sometimes, but this is a new challenge for me. I wasn't a goalkeeper before, I wasn't a YouTuber before. They're challenges that I really love. Actually, before I went into the surgery, I was doing some dipping and dodging in the corridor just to get one last little bit in. The knee was sore, but I could still jump around. I literally did that, get this in before I'm actually couch bound for a little bit.
Yeah, fine.
Don't do that, why are you messing with me?
Right?
Yeah.
How you feeling?
Surprisingly good, you know what I mean? It's come round now. The knee looks good, doesn't it? I love it.
What's the last thing you remember?
Oh, actually, the anaesthetist, right, she said, I've done a goalkeeper before, Julio Cesar, yeah.
So obviously the stitches don't come out for the next 2 weeks, so I need to be obviously careful with those as well. But the whole sort of body's just gonna slump down into unfitness, I suppose. And then I'll have to build all that back up again as well, most of the muscles. We'll have to start from scratch, innit? You know what I mean?
So everything went very well with your operation. As we talked about, you had a tear of the meniscus, which is a piece of rubber, the shock absorber, on the inside bit. This is me putting the probe in. See that metal rod?
Yeah.
So that's your shock absorber in between the bone. That's the thigh bone there, that's the shin bone there, that's the piece of rubber there. And if I pull that shock absorber forward, it shouldn't come so much forward.
Okay, yeah.
That means it's torn right out of the back, okay? And this is important because this is what contributes to pain, clunking, and very commonly injured damage in footballers.
Yeah.
Good.
Great.
You have got a little bit of fluffiness here. You've got some very early wear and tear in the knee, but generally the knee is pretty good. Some of the cartilage there is a little bit soft. This beautiful thing here is your ACL. It's actually, the ACL is in a good condition there, but if you take a look over here, it's a little bit lax. So it's intact, it's not torn. You probably stretched it out a bit.
Yeah.
And when I examined you under anesthetic, it was a functional ACL. Okay, so it's working, but it's been stretched out a bit. So you've got to look after this knee because you don't want to get any further injuries or damage.
Yeah.
You also have something called a cyst, which is around the back of the meniscus, which is a fluid-filled sac.
Yeah.
So what we could do, we remove a small segment of the torn bit, and then we can decompress the cyst. So all the fluid in there can dissipate, and that helps you improve some of the pain. Sometimes cysts can come back, but the probability of that very, very small. Our job as doctors, as surgeons, is to look after you.
Yeah.
And everyone has got a different goal. So my job is to make sure we get you back to 110% and not break down. The key thing is the rehab now, because the surgery is the easy bit. Now I don't stand to you.
Getting out of hospital bed and like walking like so slowly is like the worst thing ever. People are just looking at you like you're an old man. It's like very frustrating, and I want to go faster. And then they were like, okay, cool, get in this wheelchair, we'll wheel you out the place. And I'm like, so leaving the hospital though, I have a grin on my face. So it's like, this is going to be serious, you know, we're not just going to recover from the knee injury and take the time it needs to heal, you know, we're going to do it properly.
Right, the road to recovery starts now. I'll see you later.
Here he is, looking good.
That's day one, really, isn't it?
I thought yesterday was day one.
That's day zero.
Oh, day zero. Okay, day one. Top speed, looking good. How do you feel, Joe?
Okay, it's alright, isn't it? But, you know, it's a long way to go till I can run again and do things I want to do, kick balls, you know?
I think you're doing very well.
Desperate to kick that bit of rubbish as well.
No kicking.
It's been 24 hours and I can take this bandage off. So we're going to do that, aren't we? So we can fold these down a little bit. There's a few little stitches in here, but we haven't seen it yet, so. It is like the surgery. Ooh. Ooh. This feels like the fake snow stuff, you know what I mean? Wood is a bit swollen. Oh God. They've shaved my hair off my knee. Look at that. 2 keyhole incisions there. And look.
Yeah, it'll grow back.
There's the arrow to make sure it was that one. Well, officially day one, aren't we? As in like.
Still day one, yeah.
And I've just rang the physio and I found a really good physio, and apparently the co-founder of this business has been with Arsenal Academy for 5 years. That'll be a good little partnership for me, and he can help me get back to, well, maybe get even better, in the best shape I've ever been in my life, because that's the goal, isn't it?
So my name's Nick. I am a physiotherapist and clinic director here at Physio Jack Studios in Finsbury Park. I was fortunate enough to be able to work at Arsenal Academy. I'm a big Arsenal fan, so I did 5 years working with Arsenal, mainly with the under-16s, Premier League players now, some of them, so working with pretty professional, like very, very high quality. And then at the same time working here, I've seen a lot of amateur footballers as well over the years, so I'd say I'm pretty experienced with working with footballers at this point in time, yeah.
It's day 4 of the recovery, innit? And we're off to our first physio appointment. We've opted for a taxi because Google Walks times are not my times at the moment, so I'm a bit slow. It doesn't look that swollen though. Meeting Nick for the first time was really good. Obviously it's a bit nervy, like I just wanted someone straight away who was going to take care of me. You know, you could see subtly who I was and like what I wanted to do and the frustrations I'd have as well. Hello mate, you right? Nick, is it? Yeah? Yeah, nice to meet you mate, you right? This is like day 4. Yeah. Early days, but it's feeling good, mate. Yeah.
You take a seat here, you can
Thanks.
take a seat there.
Thanks, mate.
So yeah, my name is Nick. I'll be your physiotherapist. My first impression of Joe was very down to earth and quite comical. He'd had quite a complex medial meniscus tear, a cyst in his knee where the fluid had developed and bony bruising within the knee from the original injury. He'd had surgery. The surgery was to remove a part of the medial meniscus and to debride the cartilage where he'd had some changes occur secondary to the original injury. I'm actually going to start by looking at your left, and then I'm going to go to the right side. Squeeze, good. Any pain or discomfort?
Tiny bit, like, yeah.
A little bit.
In those initial sort of tests he was doing, the knee was actually feeling all right. But, you know, I just had all these drugs and surgery, do you know what I mean? Anaesthetic to give me and everything like that. So, and obviously I'm on a bit of an adrenaline boost of like, I'm just going to smash this physio in. Well, definitely it was humbling because these movements are quite simple movements, you know what I mean? And I don't know, I felt like this was the ground level. I can't run, can't walk properly, can't balance properly. So from then on, you have to work it out.
I wasn't concerned about Joe completing the rehab as long as I was giving him the right guidance. If I let him go to his own devices and didn't give him like almost a weekly schedule, I can imagine he might have pushed things a bit too far, yeah. So now what I hope to go through is an exact plan of what you want to be doing. You've got it moving really well already. The next 6 weeks is going to be about not losing your strength, but not upsetting the internal healing that's going to be going on. So with Joe, we set up a 4-phase rehab program. Phase 1, settling down the symptoms, getting him back to normal movements, normal walking. Phase 2, building up the capacity and strength in and around the knee. Phase 3 was returning to jumping and running. Phase 4, return to sport.
I mean, it makes sense on paper, but just like running again in phase 3, I was like, that just seems so far away. You know, returning to sport, doing a spread save and bending my knee like that, like, are we gonna get to that point ever again? I can't even bend my knee very much at this point, you know?
I gave him crutches to go home with, just because it was a little bit swollen still.
I know that he's doing the right thing and like trying to hold me back. You can see that I'm a very keen guy, you know, but when he mentioned the crutches, I was like, really? Are you sure? Because, you know, I can walk. You know, I can't walk very well, but I can walk. So, yeah, we came in without and we left with them. So yeah, apparently I need to do a bit less walking. Shamefully excited about recovery, but nah, he seems like a really nice guy. And chatted to Jack as well outside as well, who seems like a nice guy in the studio. It's lovely, and yeah, very knowledgeable, wasn't he? So we'll see what we can do. Booked in for next session on Thursday, and then we'll see what the plan looks like. But yeah, I'm keen to be there every single day of my life, but nah, we'll see.
Generally, post-surgery for these kind of things, it's variable, but you're looking about 3 to 6 months.
In the hospital bed, I did say August was my target because my season starts officially in September. I had some dates in mind, you know, pre-season in August, basically just wanting to like be back on a pitch in August. We're gonna get these big bad boys out. Pulsio sent me these. This is a massage gun. Don't quite need that yet, it's fine. But these things, they're the big guns. Compression boots, as in pants that you put on, and they help with circulation and will help with the swelling as well. So. Oh, that feels good though.
Phase 1 is a big life difference. You're normally using crutches, there's acute swelling, acute symptoms. You see a big difference in how you're able to move.
The hardest bit about that was like my routine, not doing too much, but making sure I recovered well. Recovery boots, regular ice sessions, elevating the leg. Can't wait to kick a footy properly. Ready?
3, this is just a big version.
How high? Like right angle? Okay.
Most people are comfortable walking forward. Not a lot of people are comfortable walking backwards. I personally make people walk forwards, backwards, side to side, left, right, up, down. They become much more balanced. Mastering it helps to give you good control over knee again.
So Nick got me to like walk backwards in this ladder, and I was like, why can't I walk backwards? Like I literally couldn't walk 3 yards without looking at the floor. It's just so weird. I didn't expect that to happen. Yeah, I was like, okay, maybe there's a lot of work to do.
I feel so off balance already. Like my balance is gone. But it is day 9 now, and the physio was day 4, I think. This is the thing as well, getting down. It's hard because I can't really put too much pressure through the knee, as in like, you know, twist. What we do is, very boringly, we straighten the leg, and we just tense and release. Pushing the knee down into the ground. The physio Nick said, yeah, it's gonna feel like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. And obviously this is in the morning as well, so it's still quite stiff in there, so it can be quite lonely. It's day 13 of the recovery. Today, I'm getting my stitches out, but first we've got a physio session. I'm now walking much better. Now, obviously not pain-free. I'm off all my painkillers now as well, so I am feeling it a lot more, but it's a lot better. These things are going back, hopefully. We'll see what the physio says. He might say keep holding them, but I think I'll be all right. Yeah, been a bit up and down past few days of the motivation of doing it all, but feeling good. So let's go to the physio and see what he's got to say before we get the stitches out later today. It's very awkward, isn't it? Still haven't got that balance back at all.
That's quite tough.
Yeah. Why is that so hard? You know what I mean?
It's looking pretty good at the moment. Swelling wise, it seems to be settling down. I haven't done a formal test for swelling today, but I know from last time it was, and there's no reported swelling from what you've said. Range of motion wise, it's just a tiny bit off. Walking wise, it's looking fairly good. Steps and stairs, we've just done a step up there. You're a little bit shaky. That's something I'm going to get you to practice outside of here, but that's nearly there. Standing, sitting down, your weight bearing fairly evenly. Lifting your leg, you can lift it with good control. Cycling on the bike, you can obviously start to cycle on the bike. When these stitches are out, you'll find it's a lot less restrictive, and then we can up it again. Hopefully you'll find it will now start to pick up a bit.
Physio session is done. We did a lot more than I thought we were going to do. Single leg bridges, I struggle to be honest with you, but I've had like a lot of stiffness recently as well, so let's go grab a coffee before the stitches come out at 4:30 today.
You don't really notice that much of like progress because it's so little, you know, but like it all adds up. Getting the stitches out, getting off the painkillers, it's quite like, yes, we're ready for phase 2.
Mr. Marsh, fantastic, really good to see you. It's only been 2 weeks since your operation. So we want you to be active, but it's a balance. So we don't want you running marathons straight away, and then we don't want you to be sleeping 24 hours. So the key thing is progress with the physio, walking, gentle movement, balancing, strength. This already looks good. You already look fantastic, even watching you walking, so you look good. And I know you're keen to get back to goalkeeping and football, which is, as I always say, is great sport. But more importantly is just to be mindful of the rate of progress.
Phase 2 is the long bit. Generally when you're building capacity and strength, you tend to find it's quite repetitive. There's not much of a difference in the movement patterns. We're building the strength at that point, so we're just adding more and more weight on.
The phase 2 is like building strength phase, and the capacity stuff is like the longest bit. Yes, we can change the exercises we're doing so they're not too repetitive, but at the end of the day it is just like pushing the boundaries every week. Once you can do a certain movement, then you know Nick's obviously going to tweak that movement and like push me more, because otherwise we're just stagnating.
So I set back today, moved too fast on the first movement of the day because I was feeling decent, and just twinged something in there, felt quite nasty. Tested a little bit again, it twinged again, so I had to take it really easy. It scared me a little bit, to be honest. But yeah, so we had to do some things that wasn't loading the joint as much, so a lot more leg extension, feeling knackered now, but feels a bit like a setback because, you know, feeling stronger, feeling more confident, and then just moved too fast on that first movement today and just tweak something. But what can you do? Yeah. Just gonna have to get on with it.
The setbacks as well, you know, you don't expect them to happen, but you know, the bound to, do you know what I mean? I just did like a squat after our warm-up, just like one little squat, and it just like pinged.
We'll often say to people at this point in time, you're going to go 2-3 steps forward, 1 step back. I remember him coming back from the trophy ceremony for Liverpool and he'd overdone it. It's the easiest way of saying it. I think he'd done like 28,000 steps, something like that.
The hardest thing really is like trying to be normal. You know, I shouldn't have done it, but I did. Seen the bus, walk the whole way to town. I had to, do you know what I mean? I had to experience that, do you know what I mean? I had to be a part of, you know, the city that I'm from and the club that I support. So it was a no-brainer to go, but afterwards was just, yeah, ridiculous.
Do you know how many steps you did by any chance?
My mate was like 22,000 he did, and I was with him the whole day, and that was only at like 5 o'clock.
Not surprising, it's a bit upset to be honest. But like,
I know, mate, the day after I was like, wow, this is gonna, yeah, it was just...
You've got to also enjoy life as well. It's not just rehab every day. So
yeah.
Phase 2 you've moved into now is more about building strength. And sometimes you'll find that as you increase your activity, you might find there's a bit of pain or discomfort.
Yeah, I've just been away and I haven't been able to like do that routine as well. So it's like,
this is the thing, when
I come back yesterday.
When you have a routine, it's really easy to keep it happy. As soon as the routine goes out the window, that's when you're really like, okay, it's still not okay.
Every physio needs a little trump card up their sleeve, especially when things are getting a bit demotivating.
Look what Nick's given me. First sniff of a footy.
Realistically, keepy-ups, they won't do anything to upset his knee. And as soon as he saw that football, his face lit up. Whether someone's 15, 20, 50, if they're a keen footballer, as soon as the football comes out, the smile is generally on their face again, yeah.
He got that footy out. I was like, okay, are we ready for the football? And he was like, you're fine, you know. Do some keepy-ups if you want. I was like, okay. The keepy-ups are a bit, you know, not the best, but there was a ball there, you know what I mean? You don't second guess your body. If there's a ball there, you just like, cool, let's go. You know what I mean? It's like giving a dog a bone.
I was allowed to do some keepy-ups with the ball in the physio studio the other day, which was nice. Like I lit up, like you probably have seen that. Like it just, yeah, made me forget about the knee for a little bit, which is nice. I think Nick sensed that I was a bit down and needed a bit of a push or a bit of a, you know, a hopeful thing to happen and make me, you know, motivated again. Although I'm very motivated, it's just up and down. Motivation's up and down. When it's hurting, I'm just like, is it ever gonna not hurt? Do you know what I mean?
It's just a bit slow, innit? I do feel miles off it, like. Going into phase 3 is more about like loading up the knee, you know, doing more physical things, a bit more jumping, running, twisting, all the things that, you know, I've been told not to do up until this point.
So 3, 2, 1, go. As hard as you can. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Good. That's it.
His strength tests were looking good, so we started some jumping work. We started some light hopping based work, built that up to more difficult movements. And once his hop tests were looking good, considered running again. So he had to pass and keep going with his strength work, and he had to pass some measures of hopping, and he got to that point that he did. So yeah, things moved quite quickly at that point.
First session with the boots on, so yeah, feeling good. Obviously very slow, very sweaty, not that intense, but feeling good. The boots were on today, we were on grass as well, all the uneven ground.
Back in the boots, on the grass, feeling the grass. Even when I was like tired, like, you know, sitting on the grass with my boots on, having a stretch, it's just nice, you know what I mean? Sweating it out.
Once he had passed those measures and we got comfortable running, we were then ready to move on to phase 4. It became the fun bit of rehab, really. We tested out him in different scenarios, catching, shooting, twisting, turning started to be introduced. So we had a combination of gym sessions and outdoor sessions, focusing on the harder movements, advanced jumping exercises as well, yeah.
The pressure in the knee is like, it's just scary because this is the cartilage inside the knee, is like the damage. I've got damaged cartilage in my knee and now I'm pounding away at it again, like it was before. So that's really scary and a little bit painful, but we managed the pain. But starting to jump again, I was like, okay, cool, the power is there more than I thought it would be, you know? Putting the gloves on for the first time in like 4 months was nice, like a taste in it, you know what I mean? You get your uniform back on. And in that like outdoor session we did, I'm thinking like, am I gonna be, you know, as confident, or will I move a certain way? You know, the strict no diving rule was like, before I knew it, I found myself on the floor diving. So, you know, Nick was like, oh mate, you know, don't do that. But I was like, really happy with myself because like I could dive again, you know. So when I initially got injured, you know, opportunities still flowed in. A big opportunity dropped, and it was with the Premier League striker, Dominic Solanke.
It became a top priority, I think within like 2 weeks. I think we had to prepare. Because of the type of surgery he's had, bending is really difficult. It's the last thing that returns following surgery. That's what takes time. It's a tough movement for the body. As a goalkeeper, you need to be able to get down on the floor, twist, turn, dive. We weren't really quite ready for it at that point in time. So I had to have quite a tough chat with Joe at the time and being like, look, we can definitely get you shooting, we can get you involved, but it's wishy-washy whether you dive. I can understand the opportunity, so if you wanted to, we could consider it. And I think we actually tested some light diving at that point in time, but Joe made the sensible idea to bring someone else in to do the goalkeeping that day and smash some goals in from what I saw.
Oh! Good tips, mate. Thanks. You know, goalkeeping is such an advanced movement that, you know, we weren't there at that point, so I need to shoot at least. Like, I need to, you know, start kicking balls, you know. On that shoot, to be honest, I felt so, like, sharp, striking the ball really well, twisting, changing. I even threw in a few diving headers as well.
Might be good, yeah? On the defensive line.
Oh!
The most advanced movements in football are goalkeepers. It's a weird thing, and you know, you don't think about it too much. We do as goalkeepers for sure, but the majority of the people don't think about how advanced goalkeeping is. You need to bend and spring and everything more than other players do. We focused on replicating movements that I would be doing in matches or in training. We get more mats out, we did more spread saves, we did deeper squats, so a lot of deep flexion work.
So for me, the real tick list was, can he comfortably sit back fully onto his heels? Can he squat down if he needs to and be in any kind of awkward position and it not irritate his knee? Can he comfortably dive and reach the ball, as well as take off and land on one leg? And it wasn't flaring up his knee at all, and we did that at a bit of speed and we did some diving practice. That was the thumbs up, the green light was there.
I was able to move into more goalkeeper training, getting people to blast the ball at me. The first time that I actually did this was with a friend Doyle of mine. He's a fellow creator, he's a Scouse lad, football, he can strike the ball really well. Like, there's a thing about Scouse people and striking the ball, honestly. We had a little session just in this football cage, just me and him, and then he knew some lads from this cage, and the lads sort of slowly could see me warming up, catching balls quite well, and they wanted to take shots at me basically, so I was like, yeah, let's do it.
And this is his first time in goal in 6 months because he's just come back from a bad injury.
So, you know, these lads started to just blast the ball at me, and I slowly started to save a lot of them.
He's so good, lad.
For him to not be able to
Quick reactions and solid wrists, lad.
We discussed a couple of upcoming games pre-season. We earmarked out one game in particular for pre-season. We said, okay, yeah, I think this is good. There's always a slight roll of the dice. I said to him, right, let's get you out there. Let's consider this. You might not do the whole match. You might just get some minutes in.
Fall on the ground properly and dive and like feel that sting of like the ball like just whacking against my arm and my hand, you know. That was like a real point in the recovery. I felt like I was back.
Woo! 194. Nice. All your hard work, smashing it. Nice. 3, 2, 1. Go on, keep going. Perfect. Relax. Alright, great. Smashed it. Yeah. So that passes.
Nick was just like, you've passed these tests, so good luck for the game, innit? Good luck for the game. I was like, okay, game on.
In the lead up to that game, the weeks before, we discussed that he was targeting that game to come back, and that was the one where he'd make his return.
You can speak to any physio. If they've spent a lot of time getting someone ready to do something, then there's always going to be a concern at the back of their mind about, oh, are they going to pick up another knock or an injury otherwise?
It's weird because this game is like, you know, the meeting of two leagues. You know, it's the best of the best in amateur football in London. The winners of their league versus the winners of our league. It's like the charity shield of amateur football, basically.
That first game against West Wickham was a big game, and I tried to make that point as much as possible in the lead up to it. It was a chance to win a trophy against the team who we're going to be challenging with for the league this season.
Bit of a different one today, a bit different to normal, but we get out of it as much as we put into it and how we want to approach it. And I think I speak on behalf of everyone, is we're at our best when we attack games, when we're aggressive, when the intensity's high, and ultimately there's a trophy at the end of it. It's always good to start the season off on a positive note against a team who we're going to be right up against this season. So everything you do on and off the ball, aggression, intensity, all the things that we always say. Good to have Marshy back in between the sticks. Provide such a solid base back there.
Last time played was 6 months ago. Rob Roy Rovers, February 13th, I think it was. So yeah, I'm excited. You can hear it in my breath. I'm a bit like up for it. These won their league last year, and we won our league last year, so it's the champions versus champions today.
The one previous pre-season game, he came down just to watch, and he was sort of on the pitch helping our keeper on that day warm up, and he was pinging balls and he was looking sharp, and it felt like he was happy to be back and he felt confident in his body and his knee. So going into that West Wickham game, I was confident he was ready and he wasn't sort of pushing it too early. With the first choice goalkeeper, as soon as he's ready, he's going straight back in. We want our best players playing in every game possible, and I know we've got a better chance of winning a football match if Marshy's between the sticks than anyone else, in my opinion. So there was no doubt in my mind he was going straight back in. In the warm-up he was making some ridiculous saves, as he always does, so there was no doubt in my mind that he'd do well.
Being out with the lads, it's nice and it settles you in, but there's also a lot of questions of people going, are you okay though, or have you been well? And I have to deal with all those sort of questions of like, you know, I don't even know myself, mate, do you know what I mean? This is the next test, and the thing is about this test is nowhere to hide. I can't just say let's stop unless I go off injured, which is just something I don't want to do ever again. As the game was about to kick off, I felt about 70% ready, I suppose, and that 30% was me saying, don't be doing anything stupid, play percentages, don't be scared, just trust yourself. You know what I mean?
From minute one he was loud, he was commanding in his box. I didn't want to take cautions just because he was come back from injury, be like, oh, let's not do what we usually do with Marshy between the sticks. I wanted to make sure we were carried on where we left off with him.
I give lots of other people advice all the time, and keepers as well, about confidence, and trusting yourself is the big thing, you know what I mean? That's hard after, obviously, a physical injury, mentally as well. I'm not match sharp yet as well. I'm aware of this. It's still something I can't hide, you know. I have to, you know, the game started now. I'm gonna have to get on with it. I settled in, you know, I claimed the cross. It wasn't like the most well-hit cross or whatever, but I just claimed that cross and grasped the ball and did a little run out, and that's like a big adrenaline boost to any player actually who's been out injured. Just like that first pass or that first involvement to that first little catch from the cross was like, we're back now, you know what I mean? We're back, but there's 80 more minutes to play. Yeah, weirdly the referee gave a drop ball instead of like a foul. The other team take it quickly. So as soon as he did that, I had to snap into action, prepare myself for a 1v1, which was, you know, the first 1v1 in a proper game, you know what I mean, with the kit on. So I was like, it's time now, innit, to try and save the team.
Joey, no foul!
As soon as he hit it, I was like, that's it. Crack and finish. And then, split second later, just a big boom out of my hand.
It was a proper save. Goalkeepers are in there for big moments. 9 times out of 10 with other goalkeepers in our league, that goes in, and that just goes to show how valuable he is to us.
On my right hand side, where that knee had been tough, and you know, supposedly that's my weak side as well. I was just there before I even knew it. That was it, you know what I mean? That was the comeback, wasn't it? That moment of it saved, the big boom, hands on the head from the other team. That's what goalkeepers live for, and that's what it was, that moment of like, oh, this YouTube guy is actually, he's got a bit.
And so did you end up winning the game?
Well, you're going to have to tune in next week because season 3 of the Scouse GK is back.